day.
Well, the holiday party season is here, and the lines are blurred on lots of areas, especially when alcohol is part of the celebration.
I think everybody's a little uptight this holiday season, holiday party season particularly. That's why we've asked workplace expert Holly Caplan to join us. She's written a business etiquette guide for women, which frankly is very useful in these times when sexual misconduct accusations are filling the airwaves.
And the book has an interesting title here. It's called Surviving the Dick Click, A Girl's Guide to Surviving the Male-Dominated Corporate World. And she's here today to explain how she applies her methods to holiday parties. Very interested to hear more about this, Holly. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Thanks for having me.
So, let's start with the alcohol question. I mean, should we drink at holiday parties involving work, and how much should we drink?
That is such a relevant question this year. I think you can drink. I just think you need to give yourself a limit, because in years past, Christmas parties are crazy, holiday parties are so much fun, and people just really like to have a great time. So this year, I think things are a little bit different. Just give yourself a limit and know if you're going to have 2 glasses of wine or 2 martinis before you go in.
Especially when they say open bar.
Right,
Open bar.
Open bar. The problem is, it's there, and the expectation is we want you to imbibe, relax, have a good time. Anymore, though, those two things almost work against each other.
Right.
The relaxation part of it is what's getting so many people in trouble these days.
Exactly, exactly. But we have to approach it differently. We have to remember that we're still in a professional environment. You're still representing your organization regardless.
And if you don't drink at all, are you seen as a real...
No, I think you're smart. I happen to like a libation, but I think you're smart. I think you're smart just to be on the safe side.
Limit yourself.
Yeah.
Nurse that drink, right?
Nurse it, right. Have a glass of water in between.
And is there even pressure? Because I think that's one of the things that you were sort of getting at there. Oh, come on, have a drink, loosen up, have a good time. You just have to know who you are and
know your limits.
Know your limits.
Your limits, but also what you said too, it's a professional environment. Even though it might not be at the workplace, it might be someplace beyond that, but the rules still apply, don't they?
The rules still apply. If someone thinks you should do that last shot of tequila, it's probably not a good idea. It's probably time to go home.
Say no.
Right, it's probably time to go home at that point.
All right, let's talk about ways that women can stay safe when partying with their coworkers, especially in this atmosphere now where sexual assault allegations are flying.
Right, definitely. I think that's really important. As it relates to holiday parties, a couple of things, like we said earlier, give yourself a drink limit. Know you're only going to have 2. That way you don't lose your judgment. Attend with a buddy. If you're not going with a date, attend with a friend. And when you leave the party early. You don't need to be the last person with the lampshade on your head. Leave the party early, okay, and leave with a friend. Be sure that you constantly have a companion.
It seems to me that it's not necessarily the woman, it's the predator who may be, otherwise a fairly mild-mannered guy around the office, but when he gets a couple of drinks in him, the bad actor comes out, and that's what you really have to be
you do, and you have to be aware of it. Exactly, and that's why we have to do things differently to make ourselves more aware, because we can't really control that. We can control ourselves and what we do.
Should there be ground rules going in? Do maybe companies need to say, hey, everybody, let's be aware of what's going on out there right now, because it affects all of us.
It does.
And I sometimes think that part goes unsaid, and it sure shouldn't.
I think that's a great message, because I've been in the workforce for 25 years, and I've never had messaging from those above me to say, hey, you guys really need to behave, you need to be professionals in this environment. I think if we get that messaging from above, it will help us. And I think we'll be more apt to take care of each other in that environment.
But this year, are you noticing more companies coming out and giving directives before that party?
Yes, they're giving directives before the party. They're getting messaging. What
are they saying?
They're saying to be smart about what you're going to be doing at the party. Some are just giving drink tickets instead of having a completely open bar. So they're approaching things differently this year, especially in light of what's happening. I think it's smart. It's a smart move.
No, I think it's smart, and I also think what it also does is it may be the death knell of the holiday party as well, because companies are all very bottom line oriented. They're expensive. They are these minefields suddenly for all kinds of personnel issues and bad behavior that you have to, wouldn't it be better to give everybody $100 in an envelope and say,
call it a day.
Happy holidays,
Right.
and send them on their way?
I think that's where we can present some different alternatives. Like I know some companies are doing holiday scavenger hunts instead, which is a lot of fun. That's team building. It's perhaps not alcohol related, and you guys still get to bond. So you know, we can do different things now.
That's a lot of fun. Or you know, just a little a luncheon while you're in the workplace.
Exactly. I have a
Could be
feeling
very
that's
nice too.
happening here
It
today.
is actually.
Yeah.
We're very lucky to have that.
Yeah.
Well, nice to talk to you today. Holly is the author of the book Surviving the Dick Click. So check it out.
It's the best title of
I
a
know.
book I've
You
come
will
across
not
in a
forget
while.
his title.
Because
Not forget the title.
that's exactly what we're talking about.
Holly
here.
Caplan, thanks.
Thanks for having me.